I got you. You got me loud and clear?
I got you loud and clear, JMV. It is the man, the myth, the legend, John Michael Vincent, JMV, joining a whole lot of Nap podcast. You are the first person
Yeah,
to
you're the first
call
person to
in.
call in. Thank you.
What's up, Jay?
Fellas, my favorites right here. Thanks for having me.
Dude, man, I'm so excited, brother. I I am so happy that you called in. I was never going to ask you to call in because, dude, you were like, you're top dog. Like, you were up there. You are the pinnacle of sports entertainment in this city.
Definitely for me. Definitely for me.
Yeah, for me too.
I used to go to bed listen to the JMV pod like that. But I have one question for you. And
Sure.
our podcast is a whole lot of Nap, and we talk about Naptown, Indianapolis things. What is holding our city back?
As in?
As in just in general, like just your personal opinions. And you've been around a little bit longer than what we have been, but so just sporting wise or just entertainment wise. Yesterday we talked.
Okay, sporting wise, well, I just think that we had been away from any level of winning, especially consistent winning for such a long time. And it's always talking about next year or down the road or the future. I think that you need to have a breakthrough in a winning season and then develop the consistent winning because, it wasn't that long ago with the Colts, for example, during the Manning era that we had that. And then with the Pacers, going back to the, 90s when they first kind of developed into a consistent winner, ultimately making the NBA Finals the only time they've ever done that in 2000. And, being a team that went through transition, but still got back to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of different times. You just need to get back to that. And the Pacers looked like that they were closer to tracking that down. Some days they look better, certainly, than others. And that wasn't true on Thursday night where they didn't look very good at all. But the Colts, obviously, is a team where you need to get back in the winning because you fall into a rut. This is especially, fellas, in football. I mean, think of it from a Bengal standpoint or a Bill standpoint where you have all that success and then you go through, almost a decade for the Bengals, a couple of decades of being a loser and consistently being talked about, being dragged with a fan base through a great deal of losing. And it makes it hard. And when you find winning, to build it consistently is what you want to do at the highest level. I think both of these organizations have been trying to do that, and it's necessary because it's been a long time, 2014, since the last division title for the Colts. And, obviously with the Pacers, they're trying to track down some things as well. Winning normally does it. In terms of entertainment, I think one thing hopefully they're going to do is when they do something different because they sold Circle Center to the same group, I believe, out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, they did
all that work and all the new work over at Fireworks, which is fantastic. I think that is the start to make that a showplace again, which in turn will make, centralize downtown, not just what we see in Mass Ave or what we see going on Fountain Square, down by the Alexander, what's going to happen at Diamond Chain down there with the new soccer stadium, but you need to make sure that you maintain centralized downtown as a jewel, and hopefully what they're trying to do now new with Circle Center will do that.
Man, yeah, no, I completely agree. So speaking of like big events and things like that, first of all, the Pacers last night got
we need Matherin.
Fucking hell. That was
we cuss on here, JMV. We cuss on here.
He knows. So. I told him. I told him we cuss.
Yeah.
So, how do you think we did with the NBA All-Star game? I don't think we're going to get another one for a long-ass time, but how do you think the city performed for the NBA All-Star game?
I think the only issue was the weather, and you can't do anything about that. And it's funny. Weather was fine before. Weather was fine after. It was just that moment on that Friday.
That Friday was horrible.
And all kind of hell broke loose. I think you could kind of tell. I think you could tell that maybe we weren't, as far as getting out to the roads, quite ready. Because if you remember on that Friday about 3 weeks ago, initially it snowed, and then that snow melted, on the pavement, on the roads, on the sidewalks and stuff, and then refroze with the snow that fell on top of it, and that made it hard to get up. But outside of the weather, it was great. Everything is easily in walking distance. You don't have to get outside at all, to get from downtown out to Lucas Oil Stadium. and everything is in a short walking distance. You could not have pulled it off any better, even with the weather on that Friday, than what I think Indianapolis did on All Star Weekend.
So am I crazy for thinking that to make downtown better, hey, we dam off White River, make it better, and add a casino hotel?
Well, I mean, yeah, a casino hotel would be outstanding. I think both Anderson and Shelbyville's like the sticking points as to why they haven't tried to do that. Really haven't seen, guys, what's going to happen with, down off of Diamond Chain there, what they're going to end up doing with that new soccer stadium. I know this. You can see, I'll just use the near south side as an example. You can see them redoing all those houses now on the other side. For example, I-70 on the south side of I-70, the old south side, you can see them redoing those houses. And, you got back nine that's over off of Morris, and they would tell me that they think they're going to ultimately see more traffic because of what they're doing with the old Diamond Chain spot as well. I don't know what else is going to go in there as far as stores, retail, restaurants, so on and so forth. But I like what they're doing. I mean, I like what they're doing. I just think that you need to put a lot of time and care once again, also in centralized downtown, because it seems like that has been forgotten. But hopefully, this group that developed Bottle Works here can do that and make Circle Center again what it once was. So we'll see.
That's awesome. Hey, JMV, so let me ask a question. So as we're starting this new pod and we're starting this new venture together with me and Kevlar, like, what is your advice to like take us to the next, like that could take us to the next level? I mean, you're at the pinnacle, you're at the top. Everybody knows who you are. Like my brother, he's in Texas. He knows who you are. He still listens to you. My dad knows who you are. Everybody knows who you are. What is your advice for us to take this to the next level?
You keep manufacturing content. You never say, yeah, you don't have time to do that today. You stay consistent. It's kind of like what I described, what fans want from the teams around you. They want consistent winning, and that will maintain their interest. So making sure that you are consistent with your content.
And that hit home with me.
You want to be entertaining, and that's fine. But the first things first is to make sure that when people go there, that they have something to listen to, and that something they want to listen to remains fresh. So just consistent content. I think that's at the very beginning of what you would want to do trying to do this.
Okay. I appreciate that. That hit home with me because it's been a few nights where I'll be like, you know what, let's record tomorrow.
Yeah, he says he wants to record like every single night, and I'm just sitting there like, dude, I got a family, bro. Like,
yeah, when you tell people it's coming, make sure that it's going to be there too, because all it takes really is one time for it not to be there, for people to go, all right, or forget to come back, and you don't want that. You want to give them guys reasons to come back, which is, having the most compelling content that you possibly can. But before that, you want to make sure that you are there and you're consistent. That's where you start.
Now, how's this coast lineup? You got AR, JT, Bowers, MPJ, Downs, and Calvin Ridley.
He's all on the Calvin Ridley trade.
I'm all in on Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. I know Ballard. Well, first of all, I want to talk. Like, I want to ask you, like, why do you think Ballard hates you, Jamie? Because I hear that all the time on the radio. You're like, I think Ballard just hates me.
I'm not sure that he does. I'm quite sure he doesn't like me, and I don't know. The hate's too strong of a word, but I would say it this way, guys. I would not like him either if, I spent a lot of time talking about how he needed to be replaced, or if he was saying how much I needed to be replaced.
True.
I just think that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
It's human nature to feel that way. And it's also coming with the territory of having a job in which you've had so little results over the course of 7 years. So, you can't say, well, it's going to happen next year. Normally, you don't even get half.
No, at all.
What you can do with results, as Chris Ballard has. So you have to draw that conclusion. But I also would say this: once Jim Irsay decided to reboot him, I thought, all right, that conversation needs to end, and you'll start talking about again the results he is getting in the moment. But no, that's always the reason I thought it. And plus, when we saw each other at Radio Row last year, and he didn't look too thrilled about talking with me. But I would feel the same way if it was somebody that always constantly talked about how I needed to lose my job. I would feel the same way as he might toward me. So I understand that.
Okay, but JMV, if you don't produce at 107.5 The Fan, you get let go. He's not producing at the.
No doubt.
He's not producing on on 56th Street.
Yeah, but I mean, you also have to think about it now, Kev, that he's getting that reboot. So I mean, Jim Irsay gave him the vote of confidence last year. You're 1 year into that. Now I mentioned earlier that I thought he would get at least 3 years to make it happen again. He may be officially on the clock as of next year, but I would still doubt it. I think again he's going to get next year to really put something in place, and I think that third year, which would be year number 9, which is crazy to think about.
That's a long time.
That's a long ass.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
Jesus
With
Christ.
one playoff win.
Plus will be there.
So hey, I listened to you earlier today. So what did JMV tweet, or not JMV? Like, what did Jim Irsay tweet? Like you were talking about the tweet. I completely missed that.
Yeah, he didn't tweet. He didn't tweet anything. He had a conversation in his hospital room in his bed with Mike Chappell, and then Mike tweeted out some of the quotes, and it was talking about his health. He just had, according to Mike and his tweets, or his X's, if you will, he had leg surgery, and he was still in the hospital for that, feeling better. I gave a lot of love to the fans that cared about him, and we're talking about him, wanting him to be better. And he brought up a couple of different things. Mike thought maybe he was joking, maybe he wasn't. That one of the things he'd like to, he's talking to Chris Ballard about is, how things would be great. I'm paraphrasing on this too. I don't have it in front of me, but
sure,
how things would be great if they ended up drafting or found a way to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. And I was just trying to figure out whether or not he was joking or if he was for real about it. I'm assuming he's probably for real. I don't see there being a chance in hell that they can do it.
No, they don't have the power to do it. And Ballard wouldn't do it at all. Like
you trade 3 number 1s and 2 2s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ballard's gonna do that when he holds on his picks like it's his fucking children.
So where are you at next week?
That's a good question. I don't really know. I know I'm going to be out, guys. I just I don't really know where that's going to be as of right now.
Yeah, Matt.
So I have to let you know. I don't know where it's going to be. I know. See, for example, we were supposed to be out Friday for our annual St. Patrick's Day party at O'Reilly's. But because St. Patrick's Day now is on Sunday.
It's on Sunday.
I don't think we're going to do that on Friday. So I don't know. I think I'm out Thursday. I don't know about Friday just yet.
And it's on 317 Day. How fitting. How fitting.
Yeah, so we got a lot of fun stuff coming up too, certainly when the tournament gets here.
I know I'll be out next Thursday because I'm off, but Friday I have to work. 6 to 6. That shit sucks. But that 6 to 6 sucks. It sucks.
Well, JMV, you know what? We're not going to keep you much longer, but we just want to say thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love.
Thank you for everything.
We love going to all these live events and things and just hanging out with you. I'm still amazed that people you recognize people's names right off the top. That's crazy to me because you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people going to you and you're just their name. You almost know their biography. Dude, you were incredible. You were our favorite. Thank you so much for coming on, man. For real. You did not have to do this.
You guys, I'll come on anytime you ask. And you know what? You guys, I appreciate you listening, but more so than that, I appreciate your friendship.
Thank you.
I love hanging out with you guys. And
damn right.
Thank you so much for that. I'll come on anytime.
And look, what's crazy is Matt and I met through you.
We did.
That's what's funny. It was on.
What's special about this entire thing? That's what I like more than anything is how, friendships, relationships develop coming out and joining us for the show. That's really cool. But I thank you guys for your listenership and certainly more so than anything else, your friendship, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great one.
Man, we love you, JMV. We'll see you.
Have a good one. That's
we'll see you next week.
107.5 The Fan.
Right, you fellas. Thank you.
3 to
Thank
6.
you.
Check them out.
107.5 The Fan.
Thank you. Have a good one.
The baddest dude.
See you guys.
See
you, buddy. The baddest dude. The baddest dude in the market right now, JMV, John Michael Vincent, just came on a whole lot of Nap podcast. LOVE. That's baller.
Yo, we
That's
did it,
love for
and you
real.
didn't say shit. Why you went back quiet? You just let us.
Yeah, I
let's
want
rock.
y'all to have. This
Dude,
was y'all's
that
first
was-
one. Why wouldn't I just let y'all?
Dude, that was incredible.
Oh, I'm geeked.
Dude,
Oh,
John Michael Vincent, JMV came on our pod. That's incredible.
pod dope as fuck.
Dude, that's baller. Man, we love that. Thank you so much, JMV, for coming on. You did not have to do that.
That's love,
Again,
that's
the crazy
love.
thing is like, I didn't. Who told him we were doing a pod? I didn't even tell him. And he walked up to me. He's
I
like,
think
so
you told Tony D. Cause you've been damn near every event. I've been missing like every time we have an event now. It's
Yeah.
like damn, I'm at fucking work. So I think
Yeah.
you told Tony D. Or I think Rory and Tony D probably told him when we first was trying to get their sponsorship.
I don't know who fucking told him, but all I know is like I went up to him and I shook his hand and he says, "Hey, I heard you're running a pod. When you gonna have me on?" And I'm like, and I'm kind of like starstruck almost. I'm like, dude, you were like the pinnacle. Like I'm not gonna have you on
Hey.
our little piddly pod. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, but I'm gonna say this though. He stepped all on my toes. He was like, "Hey, just be consistent," and that's one thing
Yeah.
I've been trying to do is be
Yeah,
consistent.
be
but
consistent.
There have like our Music Monday shit. We only did one of them,
Well, you did Tuesday Tunes too. So.
but that was by myself.
It was.
Michael was hurt.
Michael
But-
needs to stop being MIA. That's
Nah,
what Michael
nah,
needs to
but-
be doing.
But it's not just on him, you know.
No, it's not. I mean, no.
because you know, like you said, for me.